our Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Pramod Sawant, my friend and Minister for Industries, Transport, Panchayat, Shri Mavin Gudino, Union Minister, ex-Union Minister for Railways, Civil Aviation, Commerce, our own Suresh Prabhuji, the President of Goa Chamber, Shri Ralph D'Souza, the past President Goa Chamber and the convener of Invest Goa Summit, Shri Mangirish Pai Raikar, our Principal Secretary, Shri Kondavelu, all dignitaries on the days of the days, our friend from the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, the Vice Consul, Shri Joel Adset, all the industry captains, friends from the various associations representing the trade from the country and outside the country, ladies and gentlemen. It definitely gives us immense pleasure to be here amongst all of you for this August function. Industry and investments are something which Goa has always been looking for. And our Chief Minister, after coming with this government, has been very clear that we need to start looking at Goa differently. When we talk about Goa, the first thing rings in everyone's ears is the sun, sand and sea. We keep talking about a lot of opportunities of coming here and holidaying, having some good fun and going back and carrying some nostalgic moments. So as we try making things better in the tourism sector, so what I briefly spoke in the last evening, which I wouldn't want to be repetitive, the Chief Minister is firmly looking today to carry the legacy of Mr. Manohar Parrikar of making Goa a knowledge destination. Making Goa a knowledge destination definitely is challenging for all of us, since the perception change is required and the industry needs to start looking at us differently. Our friend, or the Industries Minister, is making his moves rightly, calling for summits, putting things together, getting the industry together, trying to find ways and means of getting new opportunities and making Goa a place where industries can look at us seriously in terms of logistics, in terms of manufacturing, in terms of various things which he spoke about yesterday, and maybe he'll give much more light to the subjects today. I have been told to address on growth and potential of the IT sector in Goa, so I'll just stick to the IT sector today. And allow me to talk on this particular sector, which I would like to make it into 4 parts. IT has a dominant role to play as far as the making of the knowledge destination and shaping the knowledge destination for Goa is concerned. We have everything. The place is very creative. You have the logistics rightly placed. You have the new Mopa airport coming in. You have an airport which is 5 minutes away from the port facilities. In terms of logistics, I think that can be the best bargain that anybody can get. The 6-lane highway, which the Chief Minister has envisaged, and we are getting it done here in the state, connects the north and the south within 90 kilometers, within 1.5 hours. Logistically, properly driven, having a good quality of life, makes Goa to be seen differently. And I think in 2017, I had this opportunity to discuss the same thing with Suresh Prabhuji, who was holding the fort of Union Ministry of Commerce. And he was kind enough to start looking at Goa in a manner how we can shape it up. The journey had begun, and the Global IT Summit, which has found its path as a permanent destination in Goa, is all thanks to him for identifying and getting the VC Summit in Goa. The venture capitalists have a role to play in the IT sector, and that's what he started that time. He was instrumental in also shaping up a lot of IT initiatives along with Mr. Manohar Parrikar then. Coming today, we have been talking to our Chief Minister, and as he's driving the whole engine of the government, and as we talk about IT being played a role, there are 4 aspects that we need to play about. One is the policies, second is the connectivity, third is the infrastructure, and fourth is e-governance, I would rather say ease of doing business. Policies, along with the Chief Minister, we have been tuning in from the startup domain and from the IT policy per se. As far as the startup is concerned, we are very clear and focused, ensuring that we have the right startups. We strongly believe that the startups are the main game changers of the industry of today. Whether it's any industry of yours, a startup has a role to play, IT or ITES. And that's why the whole culture of startups has started evolving in the state. We are having in e-commerce, service industry and various part of it where startups have already tried to be successful, and we have had success stories already being spelled out. In the IT policy, we have had a lot of IT companies already here. Girish Barne represents Persistent, but then a lot of my friends from the industry who are here, who are driving the IT engine ahead in the aspect of how we can create employment and opportunities of economic model for the state. The whole challenge is how do we position it. So as far as startup is concerned and the IT policy is concerned, we started, let us first tap the brain drain, which is normally going out and taking opportunities in other states or other part of the world. Goa, I can proudly say, has a huge talent, a great talent pool. Unfortunately, because of unavailability of the connect, which every state has, we have a very selective resource pool, and to get that in terms of getting the right opportunities, Goa have been challenging in the past. And that's where we come in. Giving matching grants in terms of salaries, allowing reimbursements in terms of lease rent, stamp duties, many things from internet subsidies to others, I think has made the startup policy and the IT policy the best in the country. I can boast about it that the Chief Minister has been instrumental in helping us get these things right. And when the policies are right, you have the right investments coming. The next is when the industry is coming, they are talking about connectivity. 2009, we have had the SWAN network in the state, which had a last mile connectivity. We have the connectivity up to the last village panchayat. Now, through this project, we have already been giving quite a high-speed internet. Now, in 2019, the whole project has been completed its life. Now, we are working on a project, as the Chief Minister announced, with his vision of saying Har Ghar Fiber. We intend taking this because we believe today the right to internet has to be everywhere, where even equality to education also has to come in. The most remote part has to get the right connectivity. Normally, when we are talking to the tower operators and the other people who are in connectivity, they have a problem that they wouldn't want to go to the remote part of the villages. They would like to do commercial exploitation more in the urban areas. And that's the challenge we took up after talking to the industry, that let us work out a plan where we go with a similar amenity, which we talk about connecting every household, like how we connect Har Ghar Jal through a null. Means every house has a tap connection, every house has an electric connection, then why not a internet connection? So with the option of going to the last remote village, we are working on a Har Ghar Fiber, which will allow us within the next 2.5 years to complete this project and give high-speed connectivity to every household in the state, with the option for them to pick up this and get these things in the right way, to utilize this from education point of view. These are learnings from the post-COVID era, where we realized that remote areas were having challenges as far as internet connectivity is concerned. To complement this connectivity of the OFC cable being laid, we are also looking at the Wi-Fi which being put up in every part of the constituencies, almost minimum 2 locations per constituency, and we are growing in that domain so that we are able to give more areas which are public-centric in terms of giving Wi-Fi as a service in these particular areas. Coming to infrastructure, which becomes a very important tool, co-working spaces in Goa, surprisingly, are sold out. If you ask me for a co-working space today in Goa, we do not have a seat to allocate, and that's been a challenge. One is coming in as an investor and coming and making a co-working space here. And I'm 100% sure the government also will support you, but at the same time, you will sell it out overnight. You have a huge thought process change which is happening. We have been putting a trending hashtag called as hashtag Workation Goa. The work culture has changed post-COVID. Today, one is the people who are traveling, who are in creative space, like to go into a domain where they can be there and work. The bigger companies are incentivizing their people and also talking about work from home or work from some particular location where they would feel, and this creativeness can come from them. We are looking at these opportunities of digital nomads which have been traveling throughout, which have a high per capita spend, and they can actually support the talent pool and the economics of the state. So in this whole domain, it is very important to have our thoughts right and get them to Goa. To complement this Workation Goa, We are coming with co-working spaces on the beach, very clear, defined, with the Chief Minister wants it to happen fast, is keeping them on the beach. So imagine you with your shorts and a t-shirt, working on a particular beach side, going for some water sports activities, doing some surfing, coming back, maybe chilling on a beer or something, thinking about how the tourism per se, what you would like to do on a beach belt, and at the same time keeping your working, everything going in the same manner how you would do. Just get into that mold. You'll realize that you would want to be in Goa, and that's exactly what we want to catch and say that we are, by December, we'll be having some co-working spaces on the beach belts, which will allow you to think differently, come with your creative spaces, and start working in this different culture, making Goa a different place. Now, when we come to competitiveness, as far as the country is concerned, we are in a phase of very collaborative, cooperative, and competitive phase of federalism as far as the country is concerned. And to put this together, we cannot pitch and be Karnataka, we cannot be Bangalore, we cannot be Hyderabad, we cannot be emerging areas which you think were at one time in IT domain. Today, Bangalore has its own problems. Today, Hyderabad has its own challenges. When the last flooding happened, Bangalore suddenly shut down, and suddenly we had some few companies talking to us as an option, can we come to Goa? I said, not as an option. Let Goa be the place, Bangalore can be the option. So we have to start thinking differently. We have to start thinking differently, and that's how the different pitch has to happen as far as the IT sector is concerned. We are talking about creating Goa and ambitiously looking at Goa not to be a Silicon Valley, but we are looking at the Estonian model. A small place, how it can groom itself and grow itself in the IT domain. That's how we are looking at it. And when we start pitching on these areas, whether we have a hybrid infrastructure where you can come and work together, IT anywhere, co-working spaces, infrastructure for IT, the bigger plan for IT is all we are looking at more in the niche areas. So when we talk about Industry 4.0, whether it's AR, VR, ML, blockchain, every domain that which can allow us to make Goa thinking in terms of creative, where the Chief Minister has announced that we would like to be a tourism capital and the creative capital of the country, I think this will play a big role in making Goa and announcing Goa that Goa is the creative capital of the country, and we have arrived. So when we come to this, the next thing what the government needs to look at is ease of doing business. So the industry, when it comes in, starts looking at how we can simplify the procedures, have an ease of doing business. And through e-governance models, through our channels of e-district, various models which we have adopted online in terms of registration, in terms of putting your things together, I think every facility today is made to support the systems as far as IT thing is concerned. We have the new opportunities coming through MOPA Airport. We have so many things coming up, which I think various speakers will try to elaborate on, and I wouldn't want to be repetitive. But all I can say is infrastructure-wise, connectivity-wise, we are ready. We are ready to talk to you. We are ready to understand your issues. We are ready to run the policy, and I can say this policy is not only in print or black and white, but we are actually implementing it. We can, Mr. Kondavelu? No, we have the finance secretary here, so I just asked him on a lighter note. So when we keep announcing, we have to look at him also, so that he keeps nodding his head like this, not like this. So on a serious note, coming back to the topic, I think we have a long way to go. We look forward to Goa Chamber. They have been instrumental in signing the MOUs today. I congratulate them for this Invest 2022 summit, the way they have organized it. We look forward to a healthy interaction. Our teams are available here who can discuss one-to-one. We have an electronic manufacturing cluster come up at Tue, which will speak out about creating jobs and creating investments in the right direction. The EMC cluster in Tue is more focused on, we are looking at ambitiously looking at semiconductor and chips manufacturing. We are looking at EV clusters. We are looking at various new domains which can allow us to build new economic verticals for the state, create new opportunities. And for that particular purpose, we are having MOU signed with various other states in terms of building up the right manpower. Because normally our industry would need manpower. So skilling, reskilling, upskilling has been the mantra. So as we carry the vision of our Prime Minister in terms of making Atmanirbhar Bharat and our Chief Minister's vision of carrying Swayambhurna Goa, IT definitely has a dominant role to play. I look forward to very positive results coming out of this summit, where we can work together, change the thought process of Goa, and say it's not only hashtag holidays, but hashtag workation Goa. Thank you.